Hey guys, so wanted to do a brief trade review. It's kind of late, but whatever, let's get it. So I tried to dip by a lot of panics today and I missed a lot of them and it was really frustrating. But then towards the end of the day, um, there was another stock. I missed my shot on GSTIF? TIF maybe? GT. Anyway. I missed my shot on it. I missed my shot on the breakout, and that kind of sucked. But then I saw DLOC making a move, and I managed to snag it. I got it right here. Um, Actually, I kind of chased it up. No, that's right. It went up, it came down, I caught it in here, and then I sold it into this push. Um, and I would have got a whole penny for it, but fat finger mistake. I tried to sell it for 40 cents instead of for 0475, so 5 cents. Um, and you may wonder why I didn't hold through this push. Well, for one, I didn't know this push was going to happen. And for two, I was just so happy that I finally caught one. I didn't want to get greedy with it, so I let it go. Also, I'm not really sure what this thing can do tomorrow. The year's been kind of choppy for it. I think that there's going to be some overhead resistance. Um, and so I just really didn't want to trust it. The last time it gapped up, it fell down. Hasn't really been pushing. You can see this one here just kind of came up a little and then fell down. So I didn't feel very confident in the trade. Um, so I took my profit. That's what it was. It was GTSIF. And I actually got back in this dip right here. So I'm in this, I don't know, it's on my E-Trade account. I think I got in somewhere in here and decided to hold. I only got filled 100 shares, which is, what I got it for, I think I got it for like $13.95. So I need this to go to 20 just to pay for commissions. So I guess we'll see what happens there. But it looks good. 52-week breakout. And I don't know if this is a for realsies thing or not. It could just be a bad print, but I liked it for a first green day. I'm also in CRIS. Say what you want about it. So yesterday I grabbed a put right here, thinking it would be done. It gapped down. It held these lows. Can I do 3 days? 5 days. So I really wanted it to push down more and break down. I don't think that this is a good stock. It's definitely being manipulated. Or maybe not. I don't. It could just be that people are genuinely interested in buying it at 6. But they have a phase 1 study, a preliminary study, or preliminary data from a phase 1 study, and um, they're diluting. And that's why I think it's being manipulated. Because I just don't see a lot of people buying this. But so volume is fading, and yeah, it exceeded the average forecast today. But you can see over the last 3 days that volume has just kind of sunk to oblivion. And so I really don't expect this to do much. So tomorrow it's got to break. Tomorrow it has to, in theory, it should have to break 100 million in order to get past 9. So it's got 100 million resistance in this area. So that being said, I grabbed me some more puts. I got them. I got them into this push, and then here I tried to grab them on the bid, and they weren't liquid enough. I couldn't get them to sell them to me for cheap, so I just maintained my position. I have 2 puts. I'm in for a total of 60 bucks. They expire. I think they expire next week, next Friday. So I'm really not too concerned because I do think that this is a garbage stock that just happens to be manipulated right now. So that's my thesis. My thesis is this thing comes down by next week. And if it breaks 9, I might buy it. That's actually a nice little breakout level too there at 850. And it tried it today. If it breaks 850, I might buy it and then hold it until it pays for my puts. And that way, worst case scenario, and break even on it. So those are my trades today. Really low key. The market seemed kind of slow today. Seems like the mania is taking a breather, so that was nice. And I'm trying to focus on more larger cap stocks that are volatile. So like Tesla today, I chickened out. I wanted to grab some puts here, some $6 puts. And I would have been up, if I bought one put, I would have been up like something like 600 bucks if I had held to the bottom. And then when it was here and it held, I wanted to buy calls, but again, I chickened out. So I'm looking at like these bigger stocks because their options are more liquid. And so I'm thinking that it might be more lucrative. They're also more volatile, or at least it seems like it. I'm also having a look at laser, but I wonder if I missed it. But I think, man, look at that. Just, yeah, I probably missed it. Should have grabbed this. We'll see what happens. It could bounce off this support in here, bounce in this region. I guess Kramer said some mean things about them. So if it tanks, if it gives us a nice solid dump, then there's the inevitable bounce. And it's going to bounce into resistance. And then I might grab some puts or a put. Grab a put. And I'm keeping it to like, I don't want more than 5 contracts anywhere right now. 1 is ideal. It's just I'm learning, I'm experimenting. I don't want to put a lot at risk, so that's okay. Speaking of contracts, I'm looking at Pfizer. Look at that. That breaks probably there. Since this is pre-market, anyone looking at the daily charts is just gonna see 52s. And they have a vaccine and stuff. That's a pretty big deal. This is probably gonna run at 4 o'clock, so like 4 a.m. So I probably won't get it, but we'll see what happens. Might be able to get in on a dip. Grab me a Pfizer call. Moderna looks a little sloppier. I'm kind of keeping an eye on them too. But if they can come back, actually, if they could break out of this little mini channel, it might be worth a 180 call or a 170 call. See what's going on. But I really like options because they're less expensive. So if I buy a stock, let's say I'm buying CRIS. Let's say I'm buying CRIS at the breakout of 850 and I want to make it worth it, so I grab 100 shares. That's $850 that I have out there at risk. And maybe I'm risking down to 8, but so I'm only really risking $50, but it just feels like so much more. And the return's not as good, seems to me. I don't know. If I bought it, I'd probably hold for like, I'd want to hold through 9, probably to like 950. So that's 2 to 1 risk to reward, which you can get with options, but I guess you can get it with stocks too. It's just what you're comfortable with. I think I would rather pay $50 for a contract and know like I could lose that $50 than pay $850 for a stock and then I don't know, like maybe it's using more buying power too. Or maybe I just think about it the wrong way. And that's something I've been thinking about is if I could bring my risk tolerance for options into my day trading, I think that that would be ideal. So somehow I gotta flip that switch in my brain. But for now, I'm looking at options. I'm looking at stocks. I got, like I said, a couple penny stocks on the list. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Hope everyone had a great day. Farewell.